Last week, I watched a man walk into a crowded coffee shop. He did not speak. He did not smile. He simply stood near the counter and waited. Within seconds, people moved. They adjusted their bags. They stepped aside. They made space for him without being asked. No one touched him. No one questioned him. He got his coffee and left. The room felt lighter. The moment he was gone. That is power. Real power. The kind you cannot buy or fake. That man carried what Carl Jung called the shadow. Not the evil kind. The integrated kind. The kind that makes people sense danger and respect in the same breath. Today, you will learn how to build that presence, that aura. The kind no one dares challenge. Most people think power is loud. They think it is money or muscles or fancy words. They are wrong. Machiavelli knew this 500 years ago. He said the lion and the fox must live in one body. Strength and cunning. Visible and invisible. But here is what most people miss. The real weapon is not strength or cunning. It is the energy you carry before you even move. Your aura is a signal. It tells people how to treat you before you open your mouth. When that signal is weak, people test you. They push boundaries. They ignore your words. But when that signal is strong, people adjust themselves around you. They measure their words. They give you space. That is what we are building today. A presence so solid that challenge feels impossible. Jung said every person has a shadow. The dark parts we hide. The anger, the selfishness, the violence we pretend does not exist. Most people run from their shadow. They bury it. They smile too much. They apologize too fast. They leak weakness everywhere. But Jung taught that you must face your shadow, integrate it, own it. When you do, something changes. Your eyes change. Your walk changes. People feel the weight of someone who knows their darkness and controls it. Think about the people you respect most, not the loud ones, the quiet ones. The ones who speak less but command more. What do they have? They have integrated their shadow. They know they could be dangerous, so they do not need to prove it. That restraint creates mystery, and mystery creates respect. Here is your first principle. Silence is your sword, not the fake kind. Not the silent treatment. Real silence, the kind that comes from having nothing to prove. Machiavelli warned that wise men say less. Fools explain everything. When you talk too much, you give people power over you. They learn your fears. They find your buttons. They test your patience. But when you master silence, you become unreadable. Silence makes people nervous. Their minds start working. They wonder what you are thinking. They imagine scenarios. They fill the gap with their own fears. You do nothing, and they do all the work. That is psychological warfare without a single word. Practice this today. In your next conversation, pause 3 seconds before answering. Count slowly. 1, 2, 3. Then speak. Watch how the other person shifts. Watch how their tone softens. That pause is power. Next comes your body. Nietzsche said the body is a great intelligence. Wiser than your mind. Your body speaks a language everyone understands. When you move fast, you signal anxiety. When you fidget, you signal fear. But when you move slowly, with intention, you signal control. Predators move slow. Prey moves fast. Which one are you? Stand still for 60 seconds right now. Do not lean. Do not shift your weight. Do not check your phone. Just stand. Feel how uncomfortable it is. That discomfort is weakness. Leaving your body. Strong presence starts with a body that obeys you, not emotions. Train yourself to move like every step costs money. Slow, deliberate, purposeful. Eye contact is your third weapon. Most people look away. They glance down. They scan the room. This tells everyone they're prey. But sustainedeye-contact.com and emotionless says something different. It says you see them completely. Epictetus taught that the eyes are the window to the soul. When you look at someone without blinking, without smiling, just observing, they feel exposed, they feel shocked. And being seen is uncomfortable for people who hide. Practice this carefully. Look people in the eyes for 2 full seconds when they speak. Do not stare with anger. Just observe. No expression. Let them finish talking while you hold their gaze. Most people will look away first. When they do, you have won a silent battle they did not know they were fighting. Now we add emotional control. Marcus Aurelius said you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you find strength. Every time someone insults you, tests you, or tries to provoke you, they are handing you a choice. React and lose power. Stay calm and take it. When you react, you prove they control you. When you stay calm, you prove you control yourself. Here is the truth no one tells you. The person who cares less has more power. Not because they are cold, but because they are not attached to outcomes. When you need people to like you, you lose. When you need to win arguments, you lose. When you need respect, you chase it away. But when you are complete within yourself, people sense it. They feel that you do not need them, and that makes them want to be near you. Imagine water does not fight. It flows. It adapts. But over time, it carves through stone. That is the power of calm persistence. You do not argue loudly. You state your position once, clearly, then go silent. Let your silence do the fighting. People will either accept your frame or exhaust themselves trying to break it. Either way, you win. Freud discovered that people are driven by unconscious forces, fears they do not understand, desires they cannot name. When you stay calm while others panic, you become the stable point in their chaos. They start to orbit you. They ask your opinion. They seek your approval, not because you demanded it, but because your calm gave them something they lack. Safety. This is the foundation. Silence, slow movement, steady eyes, and emotional control. These 4 pillars create a base that nothing can shake. In the next segment, we will add the layers that make people fear to challenge you. We will talk about mystery, distance, and the art of strategic absence. But here is your assignment before we continue. For the next 24 hours, practice one thing. Pause 3 seconds before responding to anyone. Just 3 seconds. Time it if you need to. Watch how it changes every conversation you have. Do this, and you are already ahead of 90% of people. Are you ready to go deeper? Good. You are still here. That means you are serious. Most people want power, but they do not want the work. They want the respect without the discipline. You are different. So let us build the next layer. The layer that makes you unforgettable. The layer that makes people think about you when you are not even in the room. Carl Jung said that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But here is what he did not say directly. Most people never do this. They wear masks. They perform. They change personalities depending on who is watching. That inconsistency destroys presence. People sense when you are fake. They might not say it, but they feel it. And feeling it makes them distrust you. Authenticity is not about sharing your feelings. It is about being the same person in every room. When people see you act one way in public and another way in private, your aura cracks. But when you are consistent, unshakable, the same in victory and defeat, people start to believe you. Belief creates loyalty. Loyalty creates power that lasts. Robert Greene teaches that the key to power is to make yourself needed. But I will tell you something deeper. Make yourself rare. When you are everywhere, you become furniture. People stop noticing you. But when you are selective about where you appear, every appearance becomes an event. Machiavelli understood this. He wrote that familiarity breeds contempt. The more people see you, the less they value you. Control your availability. Stop responding to every message instantly. Stop showing up to every event. Stop being the person people can always count on to fill empty space. This feels wrong at first. You will worry. People will forget you. But the opposite happens. Absence sharpens presence. When you are gone, people notice the gap. They wonder where you are. They start to miss the weight you carry. Think of the sun. It does not shine all day and all night. It rises. It sets. Its absence makes the morning meaningful. Be like that. Now, let us talk about mystery. When they ask about your goals, stay vague. Let them wonder. Let them imagine. The human mind always imagines greater things than reality. When you leave space, people fill it with respect. Weed intrigue with power you might not even have. That is the gift of mystery. Jordan Peterson speaks about the importance of being dangerous but disciplined. A harmless man is not good. He's just harmless. But a dangerous man who chooses to be good. That is powerful. People sense this. They can feel when someone has the capacity for violence, for cruelty, for dominance, but chooses restraint. That choice is what creates awe. You do not need to prove you are dangerous. In fact, proving it makes you weak. The man who talks about his strength is overcompensating, but the man who is quiet, who stays calm under pressure, who never threatens but never backs down, that man is feared. Why? Because people do not know his limits. They do not know where his patience ends. That uncertainty keeps them careful. Here is a practical exercise. Next time someone disrespects you, do nothing. I mean absolutely nothing. Do not defend yourself. Do not explain. Do not react. Just look at them calmly for 2 seconds. Then continue what you are doing. This will confuse them. They expect a fight. They expect emotion. When you give them nothing, their mind goes to work. They start questioning themselves. Maybe they crossed the line. Maybe you are more dangerous than they thought. Maybe silence is your warning. Nietzsche said that the greatest power is the power over oneself. When you can control your anger, your fear, your need for approval, you become untouchable. People will insult you. They will test you. They will try to pull emotion from you like pulling coins from a machine. Do not give it to them. Every time you stay calm, you bank power. Every time you react, you go broke. Emotional discipline is a muscle. You build it through repetition. Start small. When someone cuts you off in traffic, breathe and let it go. When someone criticizes your work, nod and say nothing. When people cannot predict you, they cannot control you. They cannot press your buttons because they do not know where the buttons are. This is not manipulation. This is protection. You are teaching people that you are not a machine they can operate. Arthur Schopenhauer said that a man can do what he wants, but he cannot want what he wants. This means most people are slaves to their desires. They want approval, so they perform. They want comfort, so they avoid conflict. They want safety, so they never risk. But you must rise above wanting. When you no longer need things from people, you stop being their puppet. Practice care deeply about your work, your growth, your mission, but do not attach your peace to outcomes. When you interview for a job, prepare fully, perform well, then detach from whether you get it. This is the paradox of power. The less you need it, the more it flows to you. You are building something rare. Something most people will never build because it requires too much self-honesty. In the next segment, we go even deeper. We talk about the language of power, how to speak in a way that makes people lean forward, how to command without commanding, how to lead by existing. The foundation is set. Now we sharpen the blade. Words are weapons. Most people throw them around like rocks. You will use them like scalpels. Precise, minimal, surgical. Every word you speak either builds your aura or drains it. There is no neutral ground, so we must train your mouth to serve your power, not destroy it. Plato said that wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. Look around you. Most people talk to fill silence. They fear the quiet. They panic when conversation stops. So they babble. They repeat themselves. They explain things nobody asked about. Every unnecessary word leaks authority. Here is your new rule. Speak only when your words add value. If someone can figure it out themselves, let them. If the silence is uncomfortable, let it be uncomfortable. Discomfort is not your problem to fix. When you rush to fill quiet spaces, you tell everyone that silence scares you. But when you sit in silence comfortably, you tell them silence obeys you. Practice this now. In your next conversation, after the other person finishes speaking, count to 3 before you respond. Do not nod. Do not say you wish ha. Just maintain eye contact and count silently. 1, 2, 3. Then speak. That pause does 3 things. First, it shows you are thinking, not reacting. Second, it makes your words feel heavier when they finally come. Third, it forces the other person to sit with their own statement. Often, they will start backtracking or explaining before you even respond. That is power. Marcus Aurelius wrote that if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say Italiano. Most people lie constantly. Small lies. Social lies. Lies to avoid discomfort. But every lie weakens your foundation. When you speak truth, even uncomfortable truth, people might not like you, but they will respect you. Respect lasts longer than likability. Tell the truth, but do not tell all of it. This is key. Honesty is not vomiting every thought. It is saying only what is true and useful. When someone asks your opinion, give it clearly and briefly. Do not soften it with apologies. Do not pad it with compliments you do not mean. Say what you see, then stop talking. Let them process it. Robert Greene teaches that you should never appear to perfect. Perfection creates envy. It makes people want to tear you down. But a small flaw, a controlled weakness, makes you human and relatable while still maintaining power. So when you speak, occasionally admit something small. Not a deep insecurity, just a minor imperfection. This makes people drop their guard. They think they understand you, but you only show them what you wanted them to see. Now, let us talk about tone. Your tone carries more weight than your words. Hobbes said that words are the counters of wise men, but the money of fools. Meaning wise people know words are just symbols. The real message is in how you deliver them. You could say I disagree in a way that starts a war, or in a way that earns respect. The difference is tone. Lower your voice. Speak from your chest, not your throat. High-pitched voices signal stress and weakness. Deep, calm voices signal control. When you want someone to listen closely, do not speak louder. Speak softer. Make them lean in. Make them work to hear you. This flips the power dynamic. Instead of you reaching for their attention, they reach for yours. Remove filler words completely. Basically, literally. These are weakness signals. They tell people you are unsure. They break the rhythm of your speech. Record yourself talking for 2 minutes. Listen back. Count every filler word, then record again and cut that number in half. Keep practicing until your speech is clean. Clean speech creates clean presence. Carl Jung said that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Most people do not hear themselves speak. They do not notice their nervous laughter. They do not catch themselves apologizing for no reason. Start listening to yourself like you are a stranger. What does your speech say about you? Does it say confidence, or does it say approval seek? When you make statements, remove question marks from your tone. Many people end statements with an upward inflection, like they are asking permission. I think we should do it this way. That question mark kills your authority. Instead, use a downward inflection. I think we should do it this way. Period. Certainty. Even if you are not completely sure, speak with certainty. People follow certainty, not doubt. Epictetus taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen twice as much as we speak. Listening is not waiting for your turn to talk. Real listening is studying the person in front of you. What are they really saying? What are they hiding? What do they want? When you listen with full attention, people feel Italiano. Feel shin. And when people feel seen by you, they start seeking that feeling again. Use strategic questions instead of statements. When someone proposes a bad idea, you could say, "That is wrong." But that creates resistance. Instead, ask what happens if that fails. Let them discover the problem themselves. When people reach conclusions on their own, they own those conclusions. You guided them without commanding them. That is invisible leadership. Nietzsche warned about the danger of becoming what you pretend to be. If you fake confidence long enough, you become a fake person. So do not perform these techniques. Internalize them. The goal is not to act powerful. The goal is to become powerful. There is a difference. One is exhausting. The other is natural. Here is a speaking framework. Short sentences. Simple words. Powerful pauses. Watch how I am writing this. Short, direct, clear. No wasted words. This is how you should speak. Not because you lack intelligence, but because clarity is respect. When you use big words to sound smart, you are performing. When you use simple words to be understood, you are leading. Aurelius taught that you feel the way you think. When someone challenges you verbally, do not defend immediately. This alone will change how people perceive you. Conflict reveals character. Anyone can seem powerful when life is smooth, but pressure shows who you really are. The moment someone challenges you, tests you, disrespects you, that moment decides if your aura is real or just performance. Today you learn how to stand in the fire without burning. Machiavelli wrote that everyone sees what you appear to be, but few know what you really are. In conflict, most people show their fear. They get loud, they get defensive. They explain and justify. This tells everyone watching that the challenge hurt them. But when you stay calm under attack, you show something rare. You show that their words cannot reach you. Here's the secret. The person who stays calm controls the situation. Not the person who yells, not the person who argues best. Te calm one. Why? Because calm is contagious, and so is panic. When you remain steady while someone rages at you, their energy has nowhere to go. It bounces off you and hits them back. They exhaust themselves while you stand unmoved. Picture a tree in a storm. The wind screams. Branches break, but the trunk does not argue with the wind. It bends slightly, stays rooted, and waits. When the storm passes, the tree is still there. Be that tree. Let people storm. Let Tim yell, let them attack. You just stand there, breathing slowly, watching them spend their energy. Jung said that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to understanding ourselves. When someone challenges you, they are showing you where you are still weak. If their words make you angry, you care too much about their opinion. If their disrespect hurts you, you are still seeking external validation. Use every challenge as a mirror. What does your reaction teach you about yourself? Here is your conflict protocol. When someone attacks you verbally, do these 4 things in order. First, breathe. 1 deep breath through your nose. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It stops the adrenaline rush. Second, maintain eye contact. Do not look away. Do not blink rapidly. Just observe them like you are watching a movie. Third, pause for 3 full seconds after they finish. Let the silence sit heavy. Fourth, respond in a voice quieter than theirs. Make them strain to hear you. This sequence destroys aggression. Why? Because aggression feeds on resistance. When you do not resist, when you do not match their energy, they feel foolish. They expected a fight. You gave them nothing to fight against. That is psychological mastery. Freud discovered that much of human behavior is driven by unconscious fears. When people challenge you, they are often not really challenging you. They are fighting their own insecurity. They see something in you that reminds them of what they lack. Your calm, your confidence, your self-control. So they attack it, hoping to bring you down to their level. Understanding this changes everything. You stop taking challenges personally. You see them for what they are. Projections. Someone else's pain trying to find a home in you. When you refuse to accept that pain, when you stay neutral, you force them to carry it alone. This is not cruelty. This is boundary setting. Robert Greene teaches that the best way to handle enemies is to make them irrelevant. You do not fight them. You do not acknowledge them. You simply keep moving forward like they do not exist. This drives aggressive people insane. They want your attention. They want your reaction. When you give them neither, they become powerless. But here is the balance. Sometimes you must respond, not with anger, with precision. When someone crosses a line that matters, you address it once, clearly, firmly. You say exactly what the boundary is and what happens if they cross it again. Then you stop talking. No threats, no emotion. Just elation, delivered like you. A reading from a manual. For example, someone interrupts you in a meeting repeatedly. Most people either stay silent and boil inside, or they snap and look emotional. Both are weak moves. Instead, you wait for a pause. You look directly at them. You say calmly, "I will let you finish your thoughts without interruption. I expect the same respect." Then you continue exactly where you left off. No discussion. No waiting for their response. You stated the boundary and moved on. Marcus Aurelius said that the best revenge is to not be like that. When someone treats you poorly, the weak response is to treat them poorly back. The powerful response is to remain exactly who you are. Unshaken, unbothered, unmoved. This does two things. First, it protects your peace. Second, it makes them question themselves. Your lack of reaction becomes a mirror that shows them their own ugliness. Now let us discuss physical presence in conflict. Never square up aggressively unless you intend to fight. Aggressive posture invites escalation. Instead, stand at a slight angle. Keep your hands visible and relaxed. Maintain comfortable distance. This posture says you are not afraid, but you are also not looking for violence. It confuses aggressive people. They cannot read you as threat or victim. If someone invades your personal space, do not bike up. That signals retreat. Instead, hold your ground and tilt your head slightly, like you are curious about why they are so close. This tiny movement shifts the power. They invaded your space, but you are studying them like a specimen. They feel observed instead of intimidating. Jordan Peterson talks about standing up straight with your shoulders back. This is not just physical advice. It is neurological. Your posture sends signals to your own brain. When you stand tall, your brain releases more serotonin. You literally feel more confident. When you slouch, your brain interprets danger and releases cortisol. You feel more anxious. Your body teaches your mind, and your mind shapes your aura. Practice this right now. Stand up. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Tuck your chin slightly. Feel the difference. That is your power posture. Use it in every conflict. Even if you feel fear inside, your body will start convincing your brain that you are safe. And when your brain believes it, your aura projects it. Epictetus taught that it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Two people get insulted. One loses sleep for days. The other forgets it in an hour. The insult was the same. The reaction was different. You must train yourself to be the second person, not by pretending you do not care, but by genuinely not attaching your worth to other people's opinions. Here is a powerful reframe. When someone challenges you, silently thank them. They are giving you free training. They are showing you where your armor is weak. Every insult you handle with grace makes you stronger for the next one. Every conflict you navigate with calm adds another layer to your presence. You are not avoiding growth. You are collecting it. Nietzsche said, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." But he also warned that when you stare into the abyss stares back, meaning you must be careful not to become what you fight. If you handle conflict with cruelty, you become cruel. If you handle it with manipulation, you become manipulative. But if you handle it with calm strength, you become unshakable. Never celebrate winning an argument. When you gloat, You show that the fight mattered to you. Winners do not celebrate small victories. They move to the next thing. So when you successfully navigate conflict, do not smile smugly. Do not make comments about it later. Just continue your day like nothing happened. This tells everyone watching that challenges are so common for you. They're not even worth acknowledging. Here is your fourth assignment. Identify the person in your life who challenges you most often. The one who pushes your buttons. For the next week, practice complete emotional neutrality with them. No matter what they say, respond with calm. Treat them like you are a scientist. Studying interesting behavior, detach completely. Watch what happens to the dynamic. Some will say this approach is cold. Let them think that you are not cold. You are controlled. There is a difference. Cold people do not care about anything. Controlled people care deeply, but they do not let emotions override their judgment. You care about your mission, your growth, your peace. You just refuse to let other people's chaos disturb those things. Schopenhauer said that a man can be himself only so long as he is alone. If he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for he is free only when he is alone. This applies to conflict. When you need people to validate you, every challenge feels like a threat. But when you are complete in solitude, challenges become irrelevant. They cannot take something from you that you do not need from them. We have covered how to stand in conflict, how to stay calm under pressure, how to set boundaries without emotion, how to use challenges as training. You now have the tools to make yourself unchallengeable, not because you are aggressive, but because you are immovable. One final segment remains. We bring it all together. We talk about the daily practice that hardens your aura into something permanent, something that becomes who you are, not what you do. The final layer awaits. Everything we have built means nothing without daily practice. You can understand every principle. You can memorize every technique. But if you do not practice, you are just collecting knowledge. Knowledge without action is entertainment, and entertainment does not change your life. Carl Jung said that you are what you do, not what you say. You will do. Your aura is not built in moments of inspiration. It is built in the quiet repetition of small disciplines. Every morning you wake on time. Every conversation where you pause before speaking. Every conflict where you stay calm. These moments stack like bricks. One brick is nothing. 10,000 bricks is a fortress. Here is your foundation routine. Non-negotiable, every single morning. This routine takes 15 minutes. 15 minutes to program your nervous system for power. First, wake at the same time every day. Not when you feel like it. Not when your body wants to. At the same time. This teaches your mind that you are in control, not your comfort. Second, do not touch your phone for the first hour. Your phone is other people's agenda. The moment you check it, you give away your morning. You let notifications decide your mood. You let messages steal your focus. Protect the first hour like it is sacred because say it is. That hour sets the tone for your entire day. Third, sit in silence for 5 minutes. Not meditation. Not prayer. Just silence. Sit with your back straight. Hands on your knees. Eyes closed or fixed on one point. Breathe slowly. In 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Out for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Repeat. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It tells your body that you are safe, that you are in control. During these 5 minutes, your mind will attack you. It will throw thoughts like grenades. Worries about work, memories from yesterday, plans for later. Do not fight these thoughts. Just notice them and let them pass like clouds. You are training your mind to obey you. Every time you bring your attention back to your breath, you are lifting a mental weight. You are getting stronger. Fourth, move your body for 10 minutes. Not a full workout, just movement. Push-ups, squats, stretches. Walk outside. The specific exercise does not matter. What matters is that you are teaching your body to move when your mind does not want to. This is willpower training disguised as fitness. Marcus Aurelius wrote at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. That is your mission, to show up as a human being in full control of yourself. Not a reactive animal, not a victim of circumstances. A conscious, disciplined force. Now let us talk about daily speech discipline. Every day, practice saying less. Set a goal. Today I will use 20% fewer words than yesterday. You will be shocked how much you speak without adding value. Cut the commentary. Cut the explanations. Cut the stories nobody asked for. Speak only when your words improve the silence. This feels uncomfortable at first. You will want to fill gaps. You will want to be likable. Resist. Let other people fill the gaps. Let them work to keep conversation alive. When you stop doing all the work, you see who actually values your presence. Some people will drift away. Good. They were only there because you were convenient. Epictetus taught that if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. People will think you are boring when you stop performing for them. Let them think that. Their opinion is not your concern. Your concern is building a presence so strong that opinions bounce off it like rain off stone. Daily boundary practice is next. Every single day, say no to one thing, one request, one invitation, one demand on your time. This is not about being difficult. This is about teaching people that your time has value. When you say yes to everything, you teach them that you are always available. Available equals cheap. Say no clearly and briefly. No apologies. No long explanations. Just, I cannot do that, or that does not work for me. Then stop talking. Do not justify. The moment you justify, you open negotiation. Your no should be a period, not a comma. Robert Greene says that the key to power is making people come to you. You do this by creating value and protecting access. When people know you will always be there, they stop valuing you. But when they know your time is scarce, they treat every interaction like it matters. Every evening, practice reflection. Spend 5 minutes reviewing your day. Did you maintain frame during challenges? Did you speak with precision? Did you stay calm under pressure? Be honest. Do not judge yourself harshly. Just observe. Where were you strong? Where did you leak power? Tomorrow you will tighten those leaks. Jung believed that what you resist persists. So do not resist your weaknesses. Acknowledge them. If you got emotional today, dollar-weight it down what triggered you. Why did it work? How will you handle it differently tomorrow? Every weakness you face becomes smaller. Every weakness you hide becomes bigger. Now we build social discipline. Once per week, disappear completely. Turn off your phone. Do not check messages. Do not post online. Just vanish for 24 hours. Read. Walk. Think. Rest. Let people wonder where you are. This weekly absence reminds everyone that you exist beyond their access. You are not a service. You are a person with a life they do not control. Nietzsche said that one must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star. Solitude is where you organize your chaos, where you process the week, where you reconnect with your mission. Without this time, you become reactive. You live in response to other people's needs. Solitude keeps you sovereign. Physical training must be consistent, 3 times per week, minimum. Not for looks. For discipline. Every rep you do not want to do but do anyway is a vote for self. Your body is testing you. Will you quit when it hurts, or will you push through? That answer shapes everything. Plato said that lack of activity destroys the good condition of every human being, while movement and exercise save it and preserve it. Your body is the vehicle for your aura. If the vehicle is weak, the message is weak. Train it not with vanity but with respect. Here is your final assignment. Your 30-day challenge. Most people break promises to themselves constantly. They say they will change, and they do not. Your aura is not a mask you wear. It is the truth of who you have become through discipline. Every morning you conquered. Come in with I commit. If you are starting the 30-day protocol today, And remember, the world does not respond to who you wish you were. It responds to who you prove yourself to be. Build your aura. Protect your peace. Command through presence. The work begins now.